piece of research that we carried out at DCU on behalf of the Alzheimer's Society of Ireland, and we're particularly looking at one potential method of meeting an acknowledged need that we have in the country around a lack of sufficient data about dementia and the prevalence of dementia in the country. So we know that people are living longer, and we know that many of the degenerative illnesses that are associated with age are becoming more prevalent as a result. So for example, at the moment there are about 44 million people with a diagnosis of some form of dementia worldwide. The World Health Organization estimates that this will increase to about 76 million by about 2030, and as high as about 135 million by 2050. And there would be a lot of pretty sort of long-term studies that have gone into the generation of these numbers. But what do we know about the situation in Ireland at the moment? And why is it important to actually have good data? Well, the data is one of the principles that underpins the dementia strategy that was issued and launched in December in 2014. And it's one of the pillars that they consider to be important, because by understanding how many people have dementia in Ireland and where they are, you can take a much more comprehensive and integrated approach in terms of how to actually manage their care. So is the right type of care being provided for the right people in the right place at the right time? But we have a difficulty here in Ireland because we have no real epidemiological data around dementia. So what we do at the moment is we take those World Health Organization estimates and we take other things we know about our population, so from our census and from our Central Statistics Office data that's gathered. And we merge these things together to try to come up with the sort of accurate prevalence figures in Ireland at the moment. But because of all of the amounts of small errors that build up in statistical data generation like this, we end up in a situation where it's quite hard to actually rely on those numbers. And the Alzheimer's Society of Ireland, as sort of the leading advocacy group for people with dementia in Ireland, are becoming increasingly aware that this gap exists. And what can we do to actually to try and close this gap? So they asked us to look at the feasibility of using a dementia registry, so a patient registry for people with a diagnosis of dementia. So to do that, we wanted to have a look at the patient registries that exist in Ireland and how they operate in our health system. We wanted to look at dementia registries that exist internationally in other jurisdictions to see the sort of benefits of those. And we also wanted to look at the sort of myriad of different issues that would be associated with doing something like this in Ireland. So the clinical questions, the legal, the financial, the technical, and so on, such that we could sort of recommend whether we thought this was something that would be useful. So to do that, we both reviewed sort of published and grey literature, so that would be the sort of governmental literature in the various different jurisdictions. We also had reasonably lengthy semi-structured interviews with experts in the field. So again, these would be people involved in registries today. They were clinicians, ministers of health in our own and in other countries, health systems in various different countries, legal experts and so on. But also very importantly, we engaged with the Irish Dementia Working Group because we wanted to get the perceptions of the people who were living with the condition themselves around the idea of using a registry to gather data. So what we found from looking at the literature is that there is significant evidence that reliable, accurate, comprehensive and timely data does facilitate health policy planning, and there are lots of examples of success in this area. It also facilitates improved patient care for that particular patient population. But it can be expensive and it can take time to gather. You need to think about the ethical use of the data and the justifications of why you're collecting the data. What is the primary use in order to ensure that the benefits outweigh the costs. The Swedish Dementia Registry would be probably the most comprehensive international registry that exists. It has a national mandate, and what I mean by that is it's managed by the government for the people, and enrolment is mandatory. So if you get a diagnosis of dementia, a certain amount of data about you finds its way to the registry, and that's simple data like male, female, age, dementia diagnosis and so on. What we found in Ireland is that over the last 19 years there's been an exponential growth in the number of patient registries that are out there, but we have absolutely no strategic direction around patient registries in the country. So these registries that we do have are for a variety of different illnesses, and they're completely heterogeneous with regard to size, function, how they operate, what they cost, how they're run, and so on. But what they do demonstrate is even within the limitations of our health system, and I'll mention one or two of those in a minute, we can achieve a lot with the data that we do have. So from the interviews and from the focus groups, we analysed all of the narratives of all of those discussions, and we came up with sort of 6 key themes to think about if we were going to develop a national dementia registry. And then there are some kind of superordinate or higher level conclusions that we can draw from those. So the first is the function of the registry. So for each of the themes you'll see a couple of quotes that just kind of give you context. They're examples of the kinds of things that people said in each case. So there was very broad agreement from both the expert groups and the people with dementia that primarily the function of the registry should be to provide information to improve policy and healthcare. That was kind of the most important primary function. And that policy making would be any kind of decision making in and around health and social care. And then a secondary function would be that the data should support research. But there was a sort of a 2-step process there, if you like. The immediate benefit must be to the system and the organisation of the care, and therefore the quality of life of the people living with dementia. The second theme that we discussed a lot was the type of data that one of these registries would hold. So whose data was important? And again, there was very broad agreement that the entry point to a registry should be a formal diagnosis of dementia. There is a pre-stage where someone can be diagnosed with mild cognitive impairment, but that doesn't necessarily mean they will go on and develop a dementia. So a formal diagnosis of dementia is the entry point. We had lots of discussion around the type of data that would be held. And again, there was very broad agreement that a range of anonymised data, so things like male, female, age, dementia diagnosis, subtyping of dementia, so whether it's Alzheimer's disease, Lewy bodies, frontotemporal dementia, that kind of information, everybody was very open to having collected. Where the information becomes less anonymised or potentially identifiable, again, that can be very useful for patient care and for secondary objectives like research. But people were a little more unsure about, well, exactly, what way would that data be used? So consent and the idea of providing consent for the use of non-anonymised data was important. And the kind of conclusion in our conversation around data was that the key thing was that the data must be accurate, it must be comprehensive, and it must be fit for purpose. So whatever your primary purpose of your registry is, that's the data you want to have. There's no point gathering data just for the sake of it. And then this leads us into our third theme, which was the process of gathering the data. And this is a significant process for any patient registry. But it becomes a little bit more complex for dementia, and it becomes a little bit more complex in Ireland. And the reason for that is dementia as a condition is managed both within primary care and secondary care. So you're going to need to be able to collect data from both. And if you start looking at the delivery of patient care, we have voluntary organisations involved as well. So there's lots of data coming from lots of different places. And then the other key point about a difficulty from an Irish perspective is we don't have electronic health records at the moment. So that adds a little sort of a wrinkle in the sense that you would want your data collection to be as automated as possible in the long term, but there probably would need to be some manual workarounds to begin with. Once you have the data, then it becomes extremely important to be able to manage this in a way that's confidential, that maintains people's privacy. But also where you can decide, well, who should have access to this data and for what purposes. So again, the primary purpose of gathering the data is to inform policy and care, but there may be other uses of that for that data. So having an access system whereby requests to use the data can actually be adjudicated so that they are ethical and that they are for use, I suppose, to better the delivery of any element of policy or care that improves the life of the person with dementia, because really that's what we're trying to get to at the end of the day. From within the expertise group in particular, those who run dementia registries in other jurisdictions at the moment and those who are involved with patient registries in Ireland, a very clear message came through to us, and that is that ideally the registries should be independent. So they should be independent of any political process, if you like. And many of the other jurisdictions we talked to said the registries also should be independent of your health system. And this is important, particularly for us in Ireland here, because we have a two-tiered health system. We have public and we have private, for example. So a lot of the data that's collected at the moment is only collected within the public health system. And even when I was doing this project myself, I never realised that the National Cancer Registry, for example, only collects data from the public hospitals. 30% of patients in private hospitals aren't included on the database. So we need to get away from wrinkles like this. The governance of the registry also should have as one of its core kind of tenets ensuring the quality of the registry. So formally evaluating the quality and publishing those results and ensuring sustainable funding for the registry over time. And then the sixth theme I'll just touch on briefly is we talked a little bit about legislative changes that are going on at the moment that actually facilitate the creation of registries in a way that maybe would have been more difficult a few years ago. So we have changes to the data protection reform that makes it a little easier to share data. We have the Assisted Decision-Making Capacity Act, which is all about supporting people with dementia to make the right decisions for themselves at any point in time and to support that decision-making process. And then we have the Potential Health Information and Patient Safety Bill that may or may not be something that we see in the near future. So when we looked across all of these different themes, we found that there were very clear benefits to the idea of having a dementia registry in Ireland. And I'll see now if I can remember the rest of the slides. So the benefit is very much there. The risks, there are some. There are some around cost and time. There are some around the management of data. But they can all be mitigated, and they have been mitigated in other jurisdictions. Facilitators at the moment would be the clear need and the sort of pressing need to have this data in order to be able to actually deliver improved health and social care around dementia in Ireland. But the barriers are funding, and the barriers are things like the lack of access to electronic health records and the very slow pace with which that changes in the country. And then the third sort of overarching aspect was the peculiarities of dementia that make this more difficult perhaps than another illness. So if we take a registry, for example, like the Cystic Fibrosis Registry, which is a really successful registry in Ireland, collecting data is a little easier because the clinics that manage cystic fibrosis are they're in one location. You go to one place, if you like, so they have all of your data, whereas you're going to have to pick up data from a range of different places with the diagnosis of dementia. It is also a degenerative condition, so you have concerns about capacity over time, and it's also quite a subjective condition because it's a cluster of symptoms as opposed to there being one test that you can run to actually make the diagnosis, so that the diagnosis process, which if you remember was the entry point to the system, is a little bit more complex. So just to conclude, the recommendations that we've made is that this is something that really deserves further investigation. So the next step would be to actually carry out a full scoping and business case exercise to see what would it cost and how would we do something like this if we were to do this in Ireland. But certainly the will seems to be there from those who need the data in order to be able to make the decisions, from people who are living with dementia themselves, so that's those who have a diagnosis of dementia, but also their families and those who advocate on their behalf. So there is definitely a willingness to pursue this. What we need to do now is determine, as I said, how much it would cost, how you would implement it, and where that funding is likely to come from. And in all likelihood, some form of public-private partnership would be needed. So it's probably some sort of collaborative effort between the health service, clinicians, and sort of technology or infrastructure, because you're obviously it's a lot of data that you're managing, so you need to make sure you're doing that securely. and someone who has a sort of a research capability as well in order to manage the numbers. So I'd just like to finish by thanking very sincerely everyone who gave their time in the study. So our experts and the Irish Dementia Working Group, our expert advisory panel and the Alzheimer's Society of Ireland who funded the study. And on both the website of the Alzheimer's Society of Ireland and our own website at DCU, the full version of the report is freely available to download. There's also a 4-page lay summary that gives you all of the highlights without necessarily having to read the whole thing. And my details are there if you have any other questions, feel free to contact me. Thank you very much.